Good evening, gentlemen. Welcome to episode 25 of the Air Raid podcast. I am your host, Carlos Padilla of Lightning. With me, as always, I have Manny the Commish to my left. To my right, I have Mr. Noah Deverselli. Hold on, I have it all written down so I don't forget. Co-host, Captain Shit Talker, Ark's worst player. Did I get it right? All right, cool. To my far right, I have BMoore. BMoore.
Wow, where's my list?
You ready?
Yeah.
I'm looking for it right now.
Story of my
So I've got co-captain Shit Talker. He's that guy's center.
Who's that guy?
That guy being Joey the Prodigy.
Oh, hey, what's up?
Captain of Lights Out BMoore. Gentlemen, toast as usual. Episode 25.
Yeah, it's cool, man.
Yes,
It's
sir.
an accomplishment.
Cheers.
Cheers to all you guys out there.
I had a fucking great fucking toast.
This wouldn't be possible without the help of a lot of people
Behind the scenes.
behind the scenes. We got producer Dan of Aviator Media. We've got associate producer Amaya, Titan Media. We've got VP of merch and that dude, Joey the Prodigy. Tonight we have in the Peanut Gallery, we've got Ark of
Basically.
your team. Gentlemen, you guys want to say anything? Hi, how are you? No? They're quiet. That's what happens when you go 1-1.
For once. Wow.
Damn.
Wow.
Real subtle.
Why the fuck are you so chatty then?
I have to be that way. Gentlemen, I want to get right to it. There's a lot of things that we want to cover, and I've only got about 4 hours to do it, so I kid. But let's get right into it. D1 scores. We'll start off with Shake and Bake and Most Wanted.
I watched that game. It was a shootout from the start. Actually, it was really a shootout from the start.
So this game was how many guys did Shake and Bake have?
They had
6.
no, they had 7. They had one guy sitting on the sideline, so they had 7.
They had 7.
So they're full squad plus 1.
Full squad.
They scored
They got-
57 points.
Well, it was a close game,
It was 23-23 at half, right?
and
Or around
then
that?
they most wanted threw a pick,
Mhm.
and the bottom just fell out, and they couldn't stop. Most wanted couldn't stop them. The Moss twins went crazy. Vi got 3 picks.
3.
3 picks. Dash was all over the field, batting everything down. The one highlight for Most Wanted was that Chris Hubb, who was on the podcast
Mhm.
last week, set basically a receiving record for every category. He had 17 receptions
Jeez.
for something like 250 yards
That's
and
like
14 and
It was
4 TDs.
257, I think.
Yeah, and 4
Something
TDs.
random like that.
Just killed it.
How many
17
passes?
for 257, 4 TDs, 1 extra point.
How many passes did
Uh,
Lincoln threw 24 passes, so 17 of his 24
Yes.
were to Hub.
And you got to understand, Hub runs all those option routes underneath.
Yeah.
So he fed him the ball, but you know what? He took him for 250. So there was a lot of
Guess what? 4
Yeah.
links to the field?
yeah.
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 And then you have, looking at Shake and Bake stats, quarterback 25 for 36, 353, 7 TDs, 1 interception. You have plenty of coverage. Every receiver had at least 3 catches. The main was, surprise, surprise, Jarrell Moss, 9 for 151 and 3 TDs.
Rel's had a really good season, and we'll get to that when we get to talk about the league overall. But he's had, I told them at the game the thing with the Shake and Bake, and they finished 4-4, and they're going to have to need some help in order to qualify. But with them, the thing with them is that they play up to their competition or down to their competition, and they almost never have enough guys, which obviously hurts them because they're hurting, they get tired, and so they get into these games in the game with you guys it was close, and then they sort of just ran out of gas, and so that's something that they need to work on.
Well, I mean, they didn't run out of gas because they got their second game as well, so they beat Shockwave
had 5
32
guys.
to 12.
Shockwave had 5 guys.
Come on, Garrett.
Yeah, they were playing five
He was
man.
at a fishing expedition or
Well,
whatever it was.
damn.
He bought a boat and he's buying part of the Pacific Ocean so that he can fish, do his thing.
Good for him.
So, I mean,
he didn't
if it
catch
happens
anything this weekend.
What can Brown? When they ask what can Brown do for you, Garrett's living embodiment of what Brown did for him.
A
Right?
lot,
That's what I
apparently.
can do for you.
I mean, hell, it afforded him a damn boat and part of the ocean.
I'm on a boat. Yeah, pretty much.
On a boat, dude.
One of the games that we were looking forward to was Misfits and Lights Out.
Not much to look forward
Looked
Disappointment.
back. I mean, it had its moments. Watching you BMoore catch a 5-yard pass and tell somebody they were trash.
He did dance in the touchdown.
Yes, there was.
I don't.
There was
It's
a
not
dance.
credited on the stats though, so it never happened.
Does the dance never happened?
Weren't you the stat keeper for that game?
The stats,
I
yeah.
didn't
right.
score though.
Oh no, there will be video of it, so you'll find us there.
Okay.
Well, I mean, we went into
Let's start off with-
a hostile environment.
Yeah.
No, it didn't.
Field
We
one
went in
hostile.
there.
No,
We're
it was
injured.
hostile because you had Amaya got hurt.
Yeah, we went in there.
Somebody tweaked his ankle. I don't know
We
what
went up
happened.
against the team that was the
How do you
defending.
snipe
I
him?
think you guys were
Sniper.
the
NWO baby.
NWO, the other league. They were the defending champions
Oh, okay, gotcha.
of ECW.
ECW. Yeah,
ECW.
yeah.
The run and done.
Yes,
is what we're,
run and done. I like
that's
that.
what it's called.
And
No, you don't.
that's I like that.
No, you don't.
And so they came on there. You know, actually, I think did we
What
go
is
with
it?
the ball? Or did you come
TNA
out with the ball?
wrestling?
Yeah, TNA wrestling. It was a good game. I thought it was a close game.
It wasn't, apparently.
Okay, so I have a
Let's
question.
watch the video and see
I've got a
what
question
the
for
score
you.
really was.
In fact, for both of you guys, for Joey and for BMoore.
Yeah.
Manny Sid started off at quarterback.
He got hurt.
Okay, because it was like
He
three
threw
or
out his arm.
it was like 3 or 4 passes in, and then
Yeah.
he was out.
He
Mm.
threw a pass and he felt
Pop.
something in it,
Mhm.
and he was like, "Joey, it is time." That's exactly
is
his
time.
word. Yeah.
Okay, bringing the righty, bringing the relief, bringing the heat. Did a good job. I mean, Joey, 17 for 26, 180. But then Manny didn't completely leave the game. He went into as a receiver, and
Yeah,
he
he
caught
could-
7 passes.
Yeah, he couldn't throw it, but he
No,
could catch,
he-
right?
I mean, the legs still work.
Yeah.
Yeah, our stat keeper that game sucked.
It was horrible. Horrible.
I think that if Lights Out just had a little bit of blocking,
Just a little bit.
they probably win that game.
Well, yeah, if their
But-
center's not playing quarterback, they don't have a chance.
Yeah.
So then who are the blockers
They're
in
a
the
true
game?
center. Right?
So unfortunately, Joey had a chuck and
Was
run.
Joey running for his life this time?
Put some mileage on those deals.
He shook his head no.
No, you weren't really running for
I
your
think
life,
he's
right?
covering, though.
Silence says a lot.
He knows what's
Silence
good for
says
him.
a lot.
He doesn't want to be ready next week.
Manny talking about your stats real quick. 18 for 25, 232 with 4 TDs. I mean, that
Squat.
sounds...
Efficient. We just try to move the ball methodically down the field. We were going
And your
up-
best receiver only caught 3 passes for 28 yards,
Yeah, there
so
you go.
I don't know what happened there. But then you had Esparza. You had Edward Esparza that was 7 for 68.
Who's my best receiver?
What do you? I'm not gonna. I'm
You
not
said-
gonna answer that.
no,
I'm not
I'm-
gonna dignify that. You should know. Everybody knows.
We
who
all
your best
know who
receiver
your best
is.
Is he still playing on my team?
For now.
Yeah.
Okay. I gotta make it. I gotta see if I can make it last second.
I think he's got. How many ribs do you have in the human body? Anybody?
14.
Great question.
Anybody?
Enemy's
Know how many ribs you have? Isn't it like 14?
Enemy's hard.
It's
7 each side, right? So your
Nah,
best
just
receiver
like-
has 13 good ribs.
Okay.
Nah, probably like
Is
12.
that give it away?
I think so.
Oh, it gives it away.
Did he
Alright.
take one out to do, you know?
Charles
Never
Manson?
mind. Yeah.
I'll leave it to you. Okay, so I want to briefly talk about Lights Out Shockwave. Shockwave again.
Hold up,
Severely
we're missing a
undermanned.
game there.
What do you mean?
Oh,
I'm gonna go back to it.
Yeah, you're waiting. Okay.
I'm going back. I'm gonna end on
Want to
those.
spend some time on that one.
So Lights Out took out Shockwave 40-12.
They had
Again,
5 guys.
They had 5
man.
guys.
I was slinging the rock, and I
Were
was
the
doing
stats-
a great
okay.
job.
Yeah.
BMoore at QB.
8 for 13,
I might have a
101, and 2
comeback.
TDs. Yeah, he was doing good. Not as good as
107 passer rating. I think
not
it
that
was.
dude.
QB3 doing it.
Not that dude. That dude was 11 for
Matt
13 for
Flynn.
204.
Dude said that. Dude said
Wow.
I'm Matt Flynn air raid. I said, bro, I'm Brett Favre, right?
Brett Favre after the dick pic, baby.
Hey, so Joey, were you mad? I gave you the interception for 55 yards.
It's supposed to be 70.
The full field? It wasn't the full field. You didn't catch it in the end zone.
I caught it right at the end zone.
Right.
You caught it at the
Yes.
5.
He caught it.
He caught it at the
literally.
5. I was right there.
Stat keeper. I'm telling you, issues all night.
No, we're complaining about 5.
That's
Okay.
65 then.
Did you get the wins and
That's
losses right
65
though?
then.
Did you get the wins and losses right though?
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah.
I think so.
Alright, cool. I just want to make
Sure,
sure.
you're wrong. I mean, I didn't get paid
We
for it,
actually
so.
won, so.
Stupid.
The game I want to start off with
Yeah, let's
is
talk about this. Let's
Arc,
unwrap this.
Arc and them Rat Boys.
Ooh, that was a good game.
Okay,
Yeah.
I didn't have the pleasure of statting that game because if I did, it would have been a
Great
lot
game.
different.
That was a great game.
The outcome would have been different that way.
Sure.
45-44.
Yeah.
You were on the field. You were vocal. Everybody heard you. what's the takeaway of that game? I mean, what happened?
Defense.
Or should I let somebody from
No,
the Peanuts
no,
Gallery talk about it?
our defense didn't do its job, and that's what it is. What it comes down to. We didn't get a stop the whole game, and we can't do that.
Was there a stop at all in the game?
I mean, they didn't score right before the half with like 20 seconds, but
Okay.
I believe no one stopped either team, and we can't do that.
How many overtimes did we go into for that game?
Two.
Two.
Damn.
2 overtimes.
Was that our first overtime in D1?
No, I think
No.
we had one.
There was one before.
It was a
His
bad
credit,
one, too.
Bueno was. Man,
He was a
he
magician
was.
that night.
He was.
He was on it.
He was on it.
He threw a ball in the first OT to tie the game after we scored, and he threw it rolling to his right off his back foot,
Yeah. To the opposite
35
side.
yards to the
Yeah.
back right corner of the end zone. He was, and I was rushing a lot of the night, and he was just getting away from me.
What's crazy
He was
is
just
that.
doing it.
What's crazy is that they didn't get stopped
Mm-hmm.
once, and there was still some grumbling on the Den Boys sideline about people not getting the ball, even though they put up all those points against arguably the best defense in the league, which is crazy to me. But
Yeah,
yeah,
I mean,
when it was what are the stats?
Bueno was 24 of 30 for 370,
That's crazy.
Wow.
6 TDs and 1 interception. Who got the interception?
Worthy. It's an extra point.
All right. Oh, it was an extra point? Even better.
Yeah,
Who
I mean,
blocked for you guys that game? Not that it mattered necessarily.
Damn near. Who didn't block for us? Worthy, London, Isaac, Fern, and myself. I think Nick blocked that game. Day was in there.
Fern played offense.
But I mean, for the most part, it was Worthy and London holding it down.
That's right.
Keeping
So
Kevin
I'm
clean.
gonna give you both quarterback stats, okay? And this is gonna be a real tale of the game. Just looking at the stats. So it's 24 of 30 for 370, 6 TDs. The other quarterback was 29 of 41 for 395 with 6 TDs and 1 interception.
that's crazy.
So it's damn near the same.
Yeah.
I mean, the score indicates it was. I mean,
Well, the
right
game
there.
came down literally to 1 yard.
Yeah,
Not even a yard. It wasn't even a yard. But yeah,
it was a size.
that shit was
Size
close.
10 and a half
Because you
shoot.
guys got the ball first.
Yeah.
And they did like a 23-yard completion, and then they got pressure in Bueno's face again, and somehow, some way, Bueno found a guy down the field by about this much.
So
Yeah.
what's the game plan when you go up against a quarterback like that can move as
Sheesh.
fast as he does? Do you try and keep him in the pocket and force him to beat you with the arm, or I mean, it sounds like he was running, so you guys were forcing him out of the pocket.
Yeah, he was moving out of the pocket the whole time. He was.
So was that the game plan to get him out of the pocket? I'm just asking because
The
I've
issue with
never been able to move like that.
I
so.
guess it's situational because there are times where you want him running, and there are times you want him kind of contained.
Mhm.
So I guess it kind of just depended. But I mean,
it's
that dude's. It's Nick Bueno. He's
honestly,
got.
yeah, I know.
He's his hips, his moves. He's fast. He's quick. He does.
he hates Marvel movies.
Oh,
He hates
okay. Well, I'm
he
gonna
hates Marvel
stop. Take it
movies.
back everything I said. then.
He's a big DC universe
Hey,
fan.
there we go.
He thinks Marvel movies suck.
But that guy, he's all around.
Really
He's
wrong.
he's good. And
It's a
he
lot
had it on
like
display.
it's a lot like playing against Lamar Jackson in the sense that it makes you because him and Daniel have the pitch game,
Yeah.
so you have to spy him. Because if you don't spy him, he's gonna throw to Daniel, and Daniel's gonna either flip his hips and juke, and he's gonna get 8 to 10 yards a clip from the center position, or he's gonna throw it back to Nick. So it forces your defense to almost go man down the field and
Yeah.
spy underneath. But the problem is that Nick is so quick that it's not
You can't go one-on-one with somebody on him
because
spy.
I mean, and even if you rush two and you sort of, Fern I think was doing a pretty good job of taking Daniel with him.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that Nick would still break contain, and the defense would break down because he's running around, and it's a tough
assignment.
It
It's a
is.
really tough assignment for whoever's. That's why I was asking because
No, yeah.
watching the game like that and watching him do what he does back there, it's like I don't know how you contain that. What do you try? What do you do? That's why I was asking. You keep
Gotta
him in the
be
pocket.
better.
You get him run.
The first thing I think about when I see
Keep the
Nick
ball out of his hands.
is I think of Johnny Manziel when he played Alabama, right? First game he played him, freaking tore him up.
Yeah.
He was just running all over the place. And then Saban came up with the whole mush rush deal where they're almost like slowly rushing up the field.
Mhm.
Because if you head up the field, he's just going to run all over
Go
the
around
place
you.
and kill you. Now that's really what we saw. But, to his credit, Bueno made some great passes. I mean,
Oh, he was on
he
it.
earned every single one of those yards.
Yeah.
You know.
No, he was on it.
I want to ask you a question, sir. There was a play that I saw where, and correct me if I'm wrong, it looked like a flop on your end.
Wow.
Or was it a legit bull rush? Where somebody went through you and just...
I mean, he came in hot.
I understand he came in hot. But to put you down as easy as you went down...
Did I oversell it?
I mean, if you were applying for wrestling, I would have signed you.
I oversold a little.
If you were applying for wrestling and you spotted the WWE, I'd sign you.
I saw how Manny was the play before, and I figured I could get him this time because that happened to us in the other league.
Gotcha.
And,
Okay.
I learned from.
Hey, I'm just asking a question because I saw the clip and it just didn't look right.
Not taking nothing away from him.
Not at all. Not at all. But there was a good sell. It was a pretty good sell.
I mean, if he wants to run it back because he plays real football, it doesn't matter.
I did hear that as well. Somebody talking about real football.
I played real football.
I haven't really heard that very much lately, but
fuck
I
is
still,
real football?
I still hear it. So, all right. Well, thank you for answering that question. Last game I want to get into in D1 Diva Division is going to be your second game, the second of a back-to-back. Okay,
Yeah.
You know,
keep in mind.
besides the fact that you had played other
Fourth
games,
of the day.
you had played other games in the
We don't
league.
care about that.
Yeah.
Both those games you played were like just had to be emotionally draining because both of them were up and down games. I mean, they were battles, right? I mean, you guys were warriors, but tell us about that.
Warrior.
But tell us about that game because you personally
We're talking about Arc Toons.
you personally were very emotionally
Yeah,
invested in that.
I was definitely out of a little bit out of character.
So why don't you
that
tell us
game.
about that game and then we'll.
I mean,
Were you?
yeah.
I mean, yeah. Where are you?
Hold on. Let's talk about that.
Chill out. Look, no, but I mean, I think I can speak for the whole team that, you know, losing that game before and, you know, double OT kind of left a bitter taste in our mouths. And, I mean, we came into this season expecting to show a better record than we did.
8-0.
You know, I mean, 8-0 was the goal. 7-1 would have, you know, that works too. But, you know, 2 losses is too many. And, you know, it kind of left a bitter taste. And, you know, playoffs is on the line, and we want to be comfortable in our seeding. And, you know, we really needed to win that game and end the season on a high note, take that momentum into playoffs and everything. And, you know, just started off, I guess, the way every game when we play Toon Squad starts off. They scored, we scored, they scored. You know, a little talking here and there, and it was a fun game.
Well, you're skipping over a little bit apart. Well,
He's going. He's
well, it was a back and forth game.
It
right?
was.
a back
It
and
was.
forth game.
At one point, we were up. Oh, go ahead. Say what you're gonna
It
say
was
because
a
I'm
back
jumping
and
to the
forth
second
game.
half.
I think what I thought would have been the turning point was Toon Squad got the ball back with a little bit of time after
I
you
think it
guys
was like
scored.
18 seconds.
18 seconds.
Something
So
like that.
they are trying to get some points before the half. You obviously have to be careful with the ball too because you're still playing against a very legit defense. The last thing you want to do is commit a mistake where it's going to cost you, especially toward the end of the half. It's not there. You know, a lot of times, like I know sometimes toward the end of the half, our team will be like, "Well, we got to push it. We got to push it." I'm like, "Well, you got to play smart too. Like, you know, if the other team has timeouts and you go 2 incompletions really quick, so there was a pass thrown. It was a late pass. You jumped right over it. You jumped on it. You got it. You took it back. A bunch of missed flags. I think you were emotionally charged up.
Yeah.
Took it back for a pick six, which I thought was like, you know, you're going into the half and it's still a close game. And now you give up a 6-pointer or whatever. And then, you know, things got a little bit dicey after that.
Excessive celebration.
Excessive
on my side.
celebration.
You didn't run all the way to the gate, did you?
Hell no!
No,
I
no,
ran
no.
from
You
It
didn't
was
run
only
15.
halftime. It was
I
only
ran from the
halftime.
15 up across the whole field, and then I ran too far.
You
There's a
ran
lot of
punter
work.
in high school.
Hell no.
I'm glad because I was gonna say shit.
So that happened.
I toted the
punted.
rock.
You punted the ball.
But to their credit, Toon Squad could have easily just been deflated, and they could have just been like, you know what, this game's sort of like done. But they fought and they fought back and they fought back and they fought back.
Yeah, we had an opportunity to put the game away in the second half. We were up 10. I think we got a stop in the goal line. Came out and they stopped us on 4th and like 6. They made it. I want to say it was DJ made a good play. Played through the hands, stopped us, and then they scored, made it a 2-point game. In that
They were
second
driving.
game.
16 at one.
Yeah, then they weren't driving.
That was 10.
They were driving. Yeah, it was 10. And they
We're
were
up
driving,
16.
and
Going
then
We were up 16?
and then
A half. Okay, that's what it was.
they were
Okay.
driving, and then
30-14.
another pass, sort of lazy
Well,
across
they
toward the
weren't,
late.
they weren't driving. That was the second play of the drive.
No, I'm just saying about like toward the end of the game because they came back in the game. They got
Yeah,
into it,
yeah.
and then they're driving to try to get probably maybe even put you guys away and win the game, and then you got another pick to seal
Yeah.
the game. So and the same play, it was almost like
It was a very similar route.
Yeah, the big things I took away, just as an observer from this, okay, is that the only times that that Art gets in trouble is either when they go through these offensive lulls, where they like go through a drought, where they go like 2 or 3 drives where they're just sort of not. They have a chance to deliver the knockout punch, but they're letting the other team hang around. So, whenever you're a bully, which you are, and you let a team
That's
hang,
not us, man.
and you let a team hang in, it just gives them confidence. You saw in the Tar Heels game where you got it was a sloppy game and it kept them in the game. You sort of saw that in the them boys game where they felt like they were still in it, and if a couple of things here and there go different and it goes differently, but they stuck in there, and to their credit, they finished it off. I think this one was going 50-50 too after you guys went through that same lull.
Yeah.
But then, because I think Nick got hurt as well, you guys were dropping like flies.
Oh, yeah, we finished the game with 7 people, I think.
Yeah, more on the sideline.
Yeah, we had damn near a full offense on the sideline.
Nico was hurt with a hammy. Nick hurt his groin.
Noah's out.
Noah's out. Cephas is out. I mean, so you guys, it was like a walking wounded over there. But
Yeah.
you guys stuck it out, and you guys pulled it out. The other thing is, on the other side of the ball with Toon Squad, I think it's like their 3rd or 4th game this season, where it comes down to like a one possession game, and something happens.
And they just can't pull it out.
I mean, they pulled it out against BOB. They got the pick 6. We got the miracle win against them. That was crazy. This game came down to the last play. So you wonder which Toon Squad team you're going to get, especially with the playoffs, because they have a really good chance of making the playoffs, unless Captain Garrett, the pirate, knocks them out. But you wonder, like, are they the team that like has that potential to be like, okay, we don't want to play them because they still have the potential to do it, or is it one of those teams that the bottom falls out and then they're going to find a way to lose? Like, which one is it? You don't know which one you're going to get.
Yeah.
And going into the playoffs, that's what you need to sort of find out what kind of definites you have.
Yeah.
I want to go over next week's games because a lot of
So
implications.
light schedule for next week.
Dem Rat Boys and BOB. So, if I'm not mistaken, is it BOB that's on the outside looking in right now?
Yes. Yeah.
They need to go 2-0.
They need to go 2-0.
And they need help.
almost-
And even then, they need
they
help.
have
They would have to go 2-0, and they would have to have some kind of.
And then Dem Rat Boys, where are they sitting as far as
They're 3rd.
If them Rat Boys win,
They go to 2.
and if they win, they automatically
They're
would go to
automatically
2
in 2.
because they have a tiebreaker with Tar Heels, and they have a tiebreaker with you guys.
Yeah.
Okay.
Damn.
So
Yeah.
BOB needs both, and they play Dem Rat Boys, and they play you guys, Misfits. To lock up the number 1, you guys need to just win.
Yeah, we just need to win.
Okay. So they got something to play for, but again, we'll see how that goes. You have Toon Squad and Shockwave. This is the one where Toon Squad needs the win. Shockwave wants to play spoiler. Tar Heels, we know they're going to be, 2 or 3, somewhere around there?
If
Depending on where they go.
they win.
They'll be if they.
But they're
Yeah,
gonna
but
be
if
the
Shockwave wants to
Shockwave
play
pulls it off.
spoiler,
Alright, so who's paying Garrett?
I'm paying Garrett.
the
Garrett
big
go
thing is-
2-0.
The big thing is you have in 2 weeks you're going to have a playoff where you're going to have some teams with momentum because they've been winning, and then you're going to have some teams that are sort of that bye week with because we're not going to play the Halloween games.
It's a holiday.
It's a holiday.
2 weeks off.
So you're gonna have time to heal up. Sometimes when you're winning, you just want to keep on playing.
Yes.
But in this case, you're sort of gonna have to. I think
have
it's
a break.
respectful. You have a break.
Perfect break.
So it's gonna be interesting to see like what's gonna happen in that break and who's gonna come back and be on the hot streak because you're gonna have some. I mean, 2 weeks ago, you guys looked like with Sid at quarterback and and you and Captain Joey over there and in the middle, you finally had a blocker. And so, like, it looked.
That's the reason why we got a lot.
Yeah, well, because you had, and then Pierre was healthy. He hasn't been healthy. So you guys look like, a machine. And then here we are 2 weeks later. It's like the stories change. The stories could change like that.
Yeah.
It depends on health.
Yeah.
I mean,
Happens fast.
it happens fast. So again, it's not baseball. You're not going to play the best of 5 or the best of 7. It comes down to one game, and unfortunately, sometimes it just comes down to the fact that who's healthy and who isn't, and who's hot and who isn't, and that's sort of the nature of the beast.
Like Sid says, all you need is a spot in the playoffs, and
Yep.
anything can happen from
Yep.
there.
That's all that matters.
You know, I mean, but in this sense too, because the way we do it here is we have it where you have a championship game, right? We want to, we want to have that deal. So you think about it, if you're one number 2 seed, you win 1 and you're in the championship game.
Yeah.
If you're playing as a wild card, you got to play 1 game, and then as some people like to say, it's a second game. Some people don't do very well in the second game, or you don't know what kind of shape they're going to be in the second game.
That could also
So-
benefit.
It could, yeah,
I
I
personally
like it.
my second
I
game.
personally like it. I feel like
Yeah.
it warms you up. It
Yeah.
sort of gets the juices flowing or whatever, rather than
Come in that
just sort
second game, get in
Yeah.
a nice rhythm.
of, yeah.
Especially going against a team that's been sitting, like say you're the 1 seed and then you play one of the person that's already played. It's like
And they're coming off a win. They're
Yeah.
feeling all confident,
Yeah.
feeling good about themselves, and then it's
Anybody's
tough.
game.
It's
Yeah.
anybody's game. So it's going to be with and then you go back to BOB, right? And we had Pat here like 4 weeks ago, and he was telling us about how it's going to be a different team, and he's going to bring out the real weapons, and yet we're sort of still stuck in the same deal. He's going to have to win both games, and they're going to need help. And I don't know if it's going to happen. I mean, what's the point differential? I think it's like something like negative.
They're in the negative. Toon Squad's at like 8, and then the next closest team's like 57.
Yeah, that's shake and bake.
Yeah.
So no one's going to beat shake and bake on the point differential. It's
No.
going to be near impossible.
Toon Squad just has to win.
Toon Squad just
bump
has
them
to
out.
win.
What's crazy is how much of this too is coming out to Garrett, because Garrett could come out and basically send people on vacation. 'Cause he's not gonna make the playoffs,
Yeah.
but he could send people on vacation. And Garrett's got the
He
ability.
can do it.
He can do it. And that's the worst way is that you're going home with someone who's like, hey, I'm not going, and
You're
neither are
com-
you.
yeah.
Yeah, you're
Take
coming
him
with
with
me.
me. Yeah,
You
take
know?
him with me.
the
Watching again, looking at that, like we said, Toon Squad right now is sitting in 7, but they need quite a bit of points if they want to climb. Their point differential is at +3. The next one up is going to be +57. So yeah, Shake and Bake is sitting comfortably in that spot right there. I don't think Toon Squad's going to catch them anytime, unless stranger things have happened.
Yeah.
We finally got a question from Titan Media, Mr. Meyer.
Juice finally joined the chat. It says,
Oh my God.
BMoore, take that whack ass gear off.
Who said that?
Sorry,
Is he like?
weak ass gear off.
Is he in like the hospital room right now? Is
I
that?
think he had the baby already.
Is it from the hospital
Baby
room?
come?
Yeah.
What's the kid's
I don't
name?
know, I just know it's
Can you
website
ask him?
Juice.
What's the kid's name?
Joe
Yeah, please
Namath.
tell us.
I said hi, that's if I did.
Oh,
Joe
yeah.
Namath.
He
No,
told me
Jets.
he was naming him Brandon. So.
Jets fan,
I thought it would be Darrell.
Joe.
Reeves.
Just name it. Wow.
I'll get back to you on the day when he gets back to me.
All right, sounds good.
Juice, let us know. Congrats, by the way.
If you haven't named him yet, know it's a good name.
Yes, we know that, Nevin. Nevin said we have the head-to-head win over Shake and Bake.
Yeah, we know.
Kyrie.
Who? I'm sorry. Who?
Nevin.
If
Ever?
Toon,
Ever.
yeah,
Ever.
if
Hi, Ever.
Sorry.
Hi, Ever.
Irvin.
if Everett's team wins on Sunday, then they bump out
Shake and bake.
Shake and Bake.
But they gotta
'Cause
beat-
But they have to.
But they
They
gotta
have
beat
to
Garrett.
They have to beat Gary.
And that's nothing guaranteed. So.
Okay. Well, let's go into D2. I'm
It's
sure.
a hard ass name.
I'm sure. What?
Kyrie Darrell.
Giles.
That shit
Well,
cold.
That's actually pretty cool.
That shit was
I
cold.
like it.
You're serious?
He might be. His
He
Juice.
might be, I don't know.
His name's Juice. All right.
That's I'll tell you a story.
funny.
So Javi sets up the reffing
Yeah.
schedule, and we have a ref, Matt Constantino, who's one, he's an old head. I know he doesn't like when I say it, but I can do it because I'm an old head myself. And so he asked me, "Hey, who's reffing with me on Sunday?" And I go, "Oh, it's Juice. Juice is gonna be the ref." And he looks at me, he goes, "Juice? Is that his name?" I go,
His name is Juice.
I go, no, that's what he goes by. He's actually a really good ref. He's a great guy. Man, that's gonna be hard to talk to a guy named Juice. You know?
It's a very old head response.
Yes, it is. It's a very,
Some shit my dad would say.
yeah, and that's Matt.
He's
So.
not old though. Your dad's not an old dad.
The motherfucker's 66.
He's an Oklahoma fan, so.
Yeah.
What's the deal with you, man?
Cheers.
Fuck you, Amaya. Last time SC played Texas in any meaningful game, you know what happened, alright? Yeah.
Wow.
bullshit out of
Let's
here.
go into.
Let's talk about D2. Yeah, please. Like USC
Linger.
football, D2.
So let's start off with DX and Aces. Aces have been getting better and better every damn.
Man, we talked about
Man,
like
who would have?
seriously, man. We
Bro.
were just at the start of the season.
Mhm.
We literally said, well, it's the bottom. We were like right away. We're like Land Sharks,
Mhm.
Los Amigos maybe because we don't know who they had.
Aces.
Aces because we saw them on Saturday League. Bro, they finished 6-2.
6-2.
Apparently, their
And it
quarterback
wasn't.
was
And
just
it
the
wasn't
only
like
piece
yes.
missing.
And it
Like,
wasn't like oh man they got. I mean, bro, they finished 6-2. They beat DX.
60 to 14.
Yes.
14.
If you would have told me that
With
when the
Juan
season started,
and-
no way I
yes.
would have believed you.
Yes, I wouldn't have believed you.
Mhm.
Juan got thrown out of his own club. I mean, look. What are Danny? So Danny
pull 'em up
fan.
right now.
What's his season like stats for the season?
Oh, for the season.
Because
I was
it's
gonna quote
something
the game.
ridiculous.
Let me get the season stats. But that's
Because his wife records all his games and it's entertaining because I love hearing the commentary. But
I'm pulling up.
here you can just go to leaders. Just go to leaders and it'll pull it all up. Let's go back. Well, you could do that too.
If it lets me. All right, so we are a 67% completion percentage.
That's where you're talking about. Kevin.
Kevin, yeah,
Kevin, yeah.
2159. So he is 156 for 232, 67% completion percentage, 39 TDs,
Jesus.
6 INTs.
Yeah.
2,159 yards.
And
So
Danny,
that's what is it? Do my quick math.
they're Danny. Check this out. Here. You want a wild stat?
Yeah. Do this.
Danny, pick has 22 touchdowns
Mhm.
for the season. You know who's number 2? Tristan with 9.
Damn.
He's got 22 touchdowns.
Yeah. That
Um,
connection right there is just insane.
Yes. Before we go into that, here.
Danny's got 41 receptions for 856 yards.
Yes. That's
Drops.
actually not
5.
that many. Before he used to be Mr. Dropsy.
So this is his quarterback.
Yeah, but I think it's the Wolfpack deal that sort of haunted him, or the
Yeah.
crew deal. You had to go just to talk stats real quick, and I know he's gonna hate that I mentioned this, but Joseph Frosto from
Killer
Killer
Bees.
Bees, who can't, I don't know which one's worse, the Team Elite defense or the Killer Bees defense, but he finished the season with 73 catches for 1,008 yards on an eight game season.
8-game season.
8-game season.
Wait, is that our first 1,000-yard receiver?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Is it? Oh yeah, that's right. Pierre.
It was a question.
That's right.
They took it as that was you offended
Yeah,
him.
sorry.
Calm
Calm down. Jeez.
So he's our second 1,000-yard receiver.
Yes.
And his team went 2 and
And
6.
he don't even look the part. No
Yeah.
offense, shit.
He doesn't look
So
the part. That fool be
that's-
balling though.
Brad, it's crazy because then you got Brandon Ogborn who finished with 39 touchdowns, and what's the record for the Killer Bees? Because they went 0-2 again.
I think they went 2 and 6.
2-6. It's crazy. How often do you see a team?
2-6.
Yes. How often? How bad does your defense have to be where you have the leading touchdown maker, the best leading receiver,
And you're
and
fucking
you
2 and
freaking
6.
2-6. I mean, usually when a team struggles, it's because they can't score.
Yeah.
You know, or it's a combination of factors. Bro, they couldn't.
You can't just get a
Stop
pick
it.
once a game.
Seriously, man. Or what?
It's
Stop.
like the quarterbacks make mistakes. You can't just catch the ball once on the defense. Damn.
You have, Joseph. We talk about 72. We talk about a certain receiver, a certain person that does a lot of big part for us, a hobby, who I'm convinced that he went D2 so he could catch 47 catches. He got 47 catches, and season's not over. Probably
He's got 2 games?
Yeah. You have Jordan Johnson from Aces.
Yeah.
Leads the league with 7 interceptions.
Opportunistic defense.
Yeah, opportunistic defense. And then you had Lex Manolelis, who
He's the
finished. He's
DX
got
sack
15.
leader.
Yeah, he's got 15 sacks.
Jesus.
He's got 2 more games to go. Yeah, if they had
For
a second.
DX?
So
Yes.
he's setting the record
Not
this
even
season.
Juan. bro.
Yeah, Juan.
Juan's
If
just
you ask
setting him
Juan,
up.
Yeah,
Juan
set him
just
up.
sets him
That's what he
up.
says.
Yeah, that's what he says.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Juan holds the center, he just goes
Yeah.
free.
Yeah, pretty much.
Or pancakes him.
Either way.
Either or.
That goes for individual accolades.
Yeah, I mean, so aces are just. I mean, again, none of us saw this coming. Who would have thought that just
Not
putting
me.
a quarterback in that system, everything else kind of fall into place. 60-14. I mean, that game was,
Close.
yeah. The second game on the slate was, one that turned out to be a big laugher was Rams and Lightning. So,
What happened in that game?
very similar to what you guys were saying about there was a certain D1 game where it was kind of close at halftime. It was going back and forth, and it was tied 14-14. Rams got the ball with like 30 seconds left before halftime, and gave up a touchdown.
Hit Kevin on a deep fade.
Yeah, gave up a touchdown, and then we were down 20-14.
Yeah, that shit was nice.
First play of the second half. First drive of the second half. I had it and just couldn't make a completion. Drop passes, but I wasn't throwing the ball in the right spots either. And it just started snowballing. And, I was trying to make plays to get us back in it, and that's just not what I do normally, characteristically. I'm just more of a drive the ball down the field and eventually score, and I started chucking the ball and gave up way too many big plays and kind of threw us out of the game. So hats off to Rams. I mean, they played a good game.
I still don't. They won 4 games.
In a row, yeah,
in a
last
row,
4.
4-2, and they're got some big matchups coming up, and we'll talk about that shortly. But I think that for example, the one impressive win that they have on the resume, besides the one against you guys, is against Ballers, and Ballers was coming off an emotional win against Ghost, and even then, a couple of passes get caught, and Ballers probably pull it out. I want to see how this team reacts in the playoffs, because playoffs is a different beast.
We know how they react in the playoffs.
Yes.
So.
In the past, they have. I don't even know if they won a playoff game.
They're
won
riding
one.
high right now.
Remember they beat the shit out
Oh
of
yeah, that's
Timberlake.
right. And
They won like 40-12
blew
versus
their wad.
last season.
Yeah.
and then they got the shit kicked out of them by Shockwave.
They're riding high right now though.
Yeah, they're definitely hitting stride at the right time.
The way I see this division shaping up is, I think any team in the playoff, any of the top 7 teams, and any given day is going to have a good game. And the way I see it, it's going to be one of those tournaments where it's who has that ball last. And we'll get more into that a little bit later. But, hats off to them. They pulled out that victory. They made it look easy. And for them, it probably was. The second game was going to be, the third game I want to get in. Aces, Land Sharks,
Yeah, the Aces
27-12. They did what they had to do.
Land Sharks to figure it out.
Offense.
I don't think they're even. To be honest with you,
They
I don't
just
even
like
know.
to go run around out there. Or what?
I think so.
Because I filmed that game and I was just like, wow.
But that's been
the
going on,
same
Brandon.
Land Sharks.
Brandon,
this is the
that's
thing,
been going
though.
on since you were in Blue Fire.
Okay, but this is
I
my question.
understand,
But this,
it doesn't make sense.
but-
Like what?
okay, here's my question then, because
It's fun.
they held Aces to 27 though.
Yeah, but I don't. Did you ever
the Aces
feel?
hold themselves to 20?
Yeah,
I
did
mean,
you
that's
ever?
my question though.
but
But
did
they
you
put
ever-
60 up earlier.
But did you
so it's
feel?
like,
But did you ever feel
Like the game was out of reach.
that was out of reach? Like, did you ever feel?
No, I felt like Aces were playing down. To like, and I feel bad. Actually, no, I don't. I really don't give a fuck. But Land Sharks suck.
They when
I mean, they went 0-8,
and they have to.
so they do suck.
I mean, they have to figure something out. Either you're okay with showing up and getting punched in the face every Sunday, and if you're okay with that, you like Brandon said, like you want to go out there and just
Run
around, like that's cool. Like that's what you want.
Enjoy yourself.
But the crazy thing about it is some of these teams that like will finish 0-8 or struggle.
Mm-hmm.
The first question on Monday is always like, "Hey, you got the picks yet? Or you got my picks? Or you got my stats?" Which is crazy
It's all
because
individuals.
it's never the teams that are doing well. It's rarely them asking like, "Hey, where's this or that."
Yeah.
It's usually the teams that it's almost like they want to reach for positive, like, "Hey, listen, my team didn't do so well,
I had a nice
but
catch.
I had a nice catch." Yeah.
There's no
You know?
pride though there. Like
Yeah.
to me, I'm like, what the fuck do you play for?
But and Brandon Thornton, I believe, is a team captain there. And Michael Caesar's a quarterback, and they got to decide like, what do they want to do there? Like, if maybe they use a tournament on December 4th and 5th, they use it as a springboard to get some new guys and some fresh blood and do that, because right now they're just it's not even running in place. It's just like getting punched
not
in the
even
face.
treading water.
What's next, host?
Ballers and Sands. So this game ended up being one-sided.
Chris
looks
was
like.
playing quarterback.
Chris was quarterback.
So
Really?
That's all you, that's all
Oh,
you
he
need to
got
know.
no shot at quarterback.
Yeah, you got a no show at quarterback.
No call, no show, or retirement.
I don't know.
What's the difference?
What's the difference?
Oh.
Like, how do you
Yeah,
like?
Maya, what is the
Yeah, what is the
difference?
difference?
What's the
Like when you
difference?
just don't show up, or like how does?
And retirement.
Says yeah.
We finally beat Manny, and Jesus said, hey, I can't do it no more.
So okay, so you retired for like the 30th time.
Okay.
Good speech, Amaya.
Right.
All right, on to the next game.
On to the next game. You guys play Jack Boys?
Jack Boys. Like,
What is Jack Boys? Like, what? There's another team. Like, what are they? Like,
Bro,
individually, they've got talent, but collectively,
they're so bad.
I can't tell you what it is. 'Cause,
There's
I
no
mean,
but they
reason
have-
for
they have
there's
some
no
players.
that's
reason.
my point.
There's no reason for them to be that bad. Because they have Mel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have
They have
Pat.
Yeah.
They have I don't know
Justin's their center.
some dude I think he's number
Godoy?
10.
They have Godoy, who's
Who's
good
a baller.
player,
He
who's a
caught
baller.
most of the passes, and they have Cross.
So
Well, I think
Disappointment
first week
because
this week playing
at the
quarterback.
beginning of the season we said they were going to be like middle of the pack, right? You can't hear me.
You know, you're too fucking loud.
Yeah, I mean, Cross was.
No, you're
Cross
good
needs
now.
more time with this receiver set on offense.
But even then, you're still
Because it was,
You,
I mean, he was 15 of
you put
36.
up 40 points on them.
Yeah, but they had so many fucking drops.
Yeah, that's what I'm
I
saying.
statted that.
It
Oh
was
yeah, that's the
15 of
thing.
36. It was
Cross-
so many drops.
If you're wondering, Cross throws the ball like his brother
Oh,
does.
really?
Yes.
Like fire.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
it's
they
heat.
and,
It's all
and,
heat.
and if you're and for the most part, if you weren't Mel, you couldn't handle it.
Yeah, Mel had 2 catches.
Generally speaking,
Mm-hmm. He's not wrong.
he was the only one that if the ball came to him, he caught it. Everybody else was going to drop it a couple times.
Yeah.
So I don't know. He's got to figure out that he's got to either get better receivers or put some touch on it.
Yeah. Who else you got, Carlos?
Let me see. Let me get to that.
Yeah, excellent.
Land Sharks, DX.
Again.
DX won by 1,000.
35-6.
Something like
And
that.
then you have-
Killer
and- oh,
Bees.
ha ha ha! Let's go, Killer Bees and Wolfpack.
Wolfpack.
Hey, I called this game, baby.
Pat Tony won
Shout
8-0,
out to
by the way.
Chris.
Good job, Craig.
Slow
That
clap. I like
that
that.
was the saddest clap ever.
You did
It's
it.
like, okay.
You did it.
Clap.
Still the Wolfpack.
God.
Dennis did it.
Was there any post after saying?
Oh yeah,
they should have beat them by like.
well, there was like a 20-story spread about their. But you know what? That's their most successful season yet. They got 2 wins, and they're
In
probably
one season.
and they probably should finish with 4. They should probably finish with 4.
Their core. I mean,
They won
final
a lot of
stats.
play too, right?
Final
Yeah.
stats: 22 of 37, 326, 5 TDs. Looking at the receivers, I mean, they spread the ball out pretty well. You had Matt 5 for 77. Craig got 2 for 26. You got Alex got 1 for 10 yards and a touchdown, so he's 1 for 1 with a touchdown. Congrats on that. Lambo 1 for 15, so he was involved in the game as well.
1 for 15.
I'm sorry, 1 reception, 15 yards.
Oh.
Yes, I'm not 1 for 1 reception, 15 yards. I apologize. Sort of.
I knew what you meant.
Same.
I mean, they
They're
pulled the
prob-
game out.
Yeah,
they
they're-
pulled it out.
Honestly, like they're gonna finish the season with 4 straight wins. You wonder what would have happened if they would have beat Ballers because they had him on the ropes.
Or
before they got
Saints.
there,
Yeah.
or if they had who else? They had actually the Doom game.
They had Ghost relatively close for a little bit too.
Yeah, so
They're in the games. They
just don't have
I
it's,
believe
they're getting better.
it's,
Yeah.
yes, it's a season in the right direction.
I believe
Something
they're
to build
gonna
on.
play in that tourney in December 4th and 5th, and I'm curious to see how they do there because they're hot right now. They're hot,
Okay.
so when you're hot, you just want to keep playing.
They still got 2 games to play though.
Yeah.
We can't just write off.
We'll
their
talk-
game.
we'll talk-
Well, we'll
talk
get
about
there.
that.
We'll get there.
Yeah.
We'll get
The
there.
last game on the slate was Legion of Doom and Killer Bees. Again, Killer Bees
I
can
don't-
score. It was 30-28. So
I don't understand.
what don't you understand?
I don't understand.
What?
Explain.
Football's
that-
hard, no. It's okay.
How do you
Math is hard.
how do you score the same amount against Doom that you score against Wolfpack? That doesn't make that. I am confusion.
So is that a compliment towards Wolfpack or is that a diss on Legion of Doom?
no, what the fuck is
Doom
Killer
only had-
Bees
I think-
doing?
I think Doom only had like 7 guys.
27 and 28 is different.
Ah,
Sorry. Sorry, but yeah. Okay.
Numbers are hard, no. It's okay.
And it was
It's the same.
and it
It's
was
not a back
actually
position.
it was
It's one
actually
fucking
a,
extra point.
it was actually a
point
close
versus
game.
a curve.
To give you a like when we'll get to the playoffs and I'll give you my synopsis on each one because the next week is basically a playoff
Yeah,
week.
the next week is
So
yeah.
so let's talk about that because this next week's gonna be huge.
So let's start off at the top. We got Saiyans and Wolfpack. So
Okay.
does Wolfpack have a chance to make it into the playoff?
It's gonna take.
4 and
They would have
4.
to win both their games. They're gonna have to beat Saiyans, and they're gonna have to like have. They're gonna need Rams to lose both of their games, and they're gonna need to have like a huge point differential. That's not gonna happen.
Right now, the way they sit there, what,
At
2 and 4?
Yeah,
2
they're,
and 4. So
they're-
they would have to
they're
win
out.
both games.
And
And
They'd
then
have to win both.
I don't think
games.
4 and 4 gets
They'd have to.
4 and 4
I think
might
4 and
go in
4.
because right now,
They won't get in.
Rams are ahead of you guys.
yeah,
at
right
4
now,
and 2.
Lightning are at
Right,
7
yeah.
seed.
You're the 5-3.
5-3.
Rams are 4-2 as a 6 seed. If the Rams lose both of their games, they'll be 4-4.
Okay.
So they would have to win. Wolfpack would have to win both their games and have a huge point differential, which it's going to be.
But that's also assuming DX doesn't go 4-4.
Yes, and
Gotcha.
that they'll whatever.
Because DX is 3-3. So
So that's-
Wolfpack is.
And then where does Saiyan sit on all this?
Saying stuff.
They're completely out.
Yeah, they're completely out.
Even if a QB1 comes back.
You know, it's a perfect example. Like you have to look at a team as teams like Saiyans, teams like Killer Bees are built so strongly on one side that they don't have any defense, and so what ends up happening is like both. I think in the case of Saiyans, they got some rentals that they said, okay, it's going to help us in the short term, but not really even then because
They
they bailed.
Yeah.
And that's why, and this is why you have to build a team internally. If you just get guys like that, they're
They
just
don't give a shit.
they don't care.
Yeah,
they don't
they're-
care.
Oh, like, well, I want to play football, but this Sunday I'm kind of
They
busy.
got no buy-in.
There's-
Like,
yeah,
it's
that's-
like,
yes.
I
You
don't
know?
care if I miss.
So, you got Legion of Doom against DX,
DX.
which is going to be a big game for both because DX would have to win just to have any hopes of making the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Doom, I'm going to tell you this about Doom. Doom, they're going to make the playoffs. The thing about Doom is that you got to wonder is that their offense keeps both teams in the game.
Yep.
They are not a quick strike offense. They are more of a ball control, ground and pound.
Mm-hmm.
The problem is that if they fall behind, they're like a snail. They're not going to be able to put up points in bunch. At least I haven't
Not
seen
yet.
that. So they have a good defense. They have very good defense, and they have some very key personnel. But even then, sometimes there's little lapses there.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing with Doom is, again, much like you guys, is they've beaten everyone they should beat, but they lost against all the teams that they should lose to. In the playoffs, you're going to have to beat a Saw. You're going to have to beat a Ghost. You're going to have to beat a Ballers. Whether they have the firepower to do that, I don't know. But
Okay.
we'll go on to the next one.
And then you got Rams playing DX.
The Rams are hot.
I think that's going to be a good game, though.
You think
I
so?
think so.
I don't.
You think it's gonna be a game?
I
I think it'll be closer than you think.
No.
still see Rams winning it.
I see Rams winning it. I just don't see it
Who
close.
blocks one on the Rams?
Back.
Yeah, who did you say? Oh, you said Big Yetta. Yeah, that's true.
That'd be fun to watch. I think
I'm going to
that,
say...
that thing in the trenches is going to be a fun time.
Yeah, 'cause
You think
got,
so?
You got Lex and you
Yeah,
got
well,
Juan
'cause
going
you
up
got-
against.
You got two guys that don't want to back down.
And Rams know how to make a game closer.
Big Ghetto
Just
takes
because
that
they
shit
beat
first,
you
like-
doesn't mean that.
The problem,
not saying
the
that.
problem with
Not at all.
the problem with DX is that they're like a version of Doom, but even worse on offense.
Mm-hmm.
Is that they can't. They actually have pretty good receivers. They got
Just can't get him the ball.
yeah, they got Tony, Anthony Gavon. They got they
Yeah,
got some
just
good.
can't get
They
anybody
just
the ball.
can't get him the ball. So
Wolfpack Land Sharks.
yeah, Wolfpack.
Land Sharks.
Hey,
Damn.
you went there.
Ray really hates you, bro.
I did that just for
I
Fred.
know.
That's like 9
Ghost,
IG
Ghost,
messages.
Los Amigos Ghost.
Come on,
Jack Boys and Saw.
Jack Boys and Saw. Saw's gonna win it.
I mean, they've been off for a week or two.
Yeah,
That shit don't
it
matter.
doesn't matter.
Okay.
Rams and Jack Boys. Rams.
Oh no, Cam's going to have jet lag. Oh, no.
Right.
And then we have Ghost and Saw.
So here's the
That's
game.
the
Here's
game
the
of the
game.
week.
So we intentionally put it in prime time, by the way. Great thing about this flex
Is
schedule.
it going in field 4 too?
No, there's no field 4. The next couple, it's only 3 fields this week. So everyone's gonna be in prime time. Everything's gonna be for the most part droned or filmed, hopefully with enough battery.
Hopefully 2 drones per team.
Okay.
Per
You
field.
two.
So with that being said,
Yeah.
you at 7 o'clock we could potentially have a game for the number 1 seed because both teams could potentially be undefeated, assuming that Saw gets by Jack Boys and that Ghost somehow wills itself a win against Los Amigos. That means that both teams would be 7-0.
Okay.
That game would determine the number 1 seed, which is huge because the number 1 seed is the only team that gets a bye in Division 2. It's a 7-game playoff like in the NFL. So you would have, it's 2 versus 7, 3 versus 6, 4 versus 5. One gets the bye.
All wins easily.
So it would be Saw versus Ghost. You know what? I think it's gonna be. You're gonna have Saw, who's going up against a veteran defense. You're gonna have. I don't know who's gonna quarterback. If it's gonna be Perry or if it's gonna be Dallas, going up against a good defense too. I think it's gonna be a slugfest. I feel like it's gonna be a back and forth game. I still think Saw is able to pull it out.
Mm-hmm.
but it's going to be close. I think it's going to end up being something like 28-24, and it's going to it's going to be a little bit of a slug.
Scoring. Huh?
Yes, it's going to be a little bit of a slugfest because again, you're going to have AC going up against a veteran defense that's got playmakers in the backfield. Whoever the quarterback is for Ghost, and this is I think where it's going to catch up to them a little bit. If you keep on doing this whole flip flop kind of deal when you play against a good defense, you need something to get you in the rhythm. I think that's going to be a good game, but I do think it's going to be a little bit low scoring. I don't think it'll be like 28-24. Saw pulls it out, and they get the number 1 seed and they get a bye. But it's going to be a close one. It's going to be a good game. I mean, why do you guys see it?
I think it's going to be a lot more scoring.
It's just
than
gonna
what
be
you're saying.
fun. No.
You don't think it's going to be scoring?
No.
Really? Nobody stopped Saw yet.
Yeah, but
Who they play?
Better in defense.
this, like, the defense they're playing against, they have guys that know the flag game.
Ghost has played 6.
And the only knock on AC is AC doesn't have an arm.
Okay.
So Ghost can play their defense inside of 25. You know what I mean?
All right.
And it's not like they don't have athletes.
So are you?
Ghost and
I don't.
Ghost and Saw are 1 and 3 in points allowed.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
So
I see that Saw their last game they played. They let Los
they were
Amigos
messing
score
around.
38.
Yeah,
Oh, okay, it was
they were just screwing
just
around.
messing. Okay.
Yeah.
Because I think I go back to that a lot and look. Okay, how many points has this team scored? Like allowed. I don't know. I think it'll be closer.
Yeah.
I think
take
it'll be
back
close.
What I said about the easily Saw.
I think it's close. I
think it's close. I just don't think it's going to be as defensive as you guys
Well,
say. It's
I
gonna
think-
be.
see, but here's the other thing.
This is
But here's the other thing too. Guess who? If I had to name the top 6 teams, right, in the playoff picture, where do you think Ghost ranks in terms of points scored?
6.
Scored?
Yeah.
Scored. Ghost is probably at the bottom.
Yeah, they don't score.
Yeah, they don't score.
But their defense is really good.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So why would you think that it's going to be a high-scoring game when you have a team that just
So,
doesn't score a lot?
Because
they win by
because
defense.
Ghost is going to need to keep. Well, Ghost hasn't played an offense like Saw yet. And if Saw's going to keep putting up their points, then Ghost is going to have to play that catch-up game.
I don't think so. I think there's.
I think it's going to be in the 30s, low 40s is what I think. That's me.
I don't know who would be the second blocker on Saw. That's my thing.
Well,
If
again,
Ghost-
they have Miles. They have guys.
Oh,
that
they
can do it.
Miles.
are we
Yeah.
assuming that Ghost's entire squad's going to be there?
Yeah.
Either way,
They're gonna,
I
they're
am.
gonna have, they're
who's
gonna
going to
have,
win? Who do you got winning again?
I Saw's going to win.
Who's going to win?
Saw.
What do you got, BMoore?
Saw.
I think Saw pulls it out. Perry, you hear that?
Not just Perry, but give it to all the other teams.
Yeah.
Everybody else on their team that
Um,
listens religiously.
Then you have a week off for
Halloween.
Halloween,
Yeah.
and then you have the playoffs. The playoffs will be 11-7, and then the championship games will be 11-14. So
Yep.
that's gonna be a.
It's gonna
On
be a good
that,
time.
on that 11-14, Amaya, Titan Media, we got a question or a
As we
statement?
transition after this, we
Go
got a
ahead.
question from the Moss Twin about who do you feel are some of the best two-way players in the league, D1 and D2?
I think the Moss twins both because they have to be.
They don't have
You
a
know,
choice.
they don't have a choice. I think Julian's had actually both of them, but I think Jarrell's been tearing it up as far as offense goes. But then Julian got 2 sacks. He's been pass rushing, so you'd have to consider them. Personally, for me playing in D1, like I hate playing against Reggie Pope because he's gonna kill you on one side of the ball or another. Same thing with the guy right here. Wearing the Louisville shirt. I hate playing them because they're athletic enough to change the game on both sides of the ball.
I know he's hurt right now, but you're forgetting about somebody. Noah Inman.
Yeah, Noah.
He's
You're also
probably
forgetting about somebody.
probably the best two-way player. in the league.
And you sleep on him because he gets
He's
lost
quiet.
in your stars.
Yeah.
In this. In
He's-
this
he looks
galaxy.
like Reggie,
He's a nice
I guess.
guy, okay?
Yeah. And he
He's
doesn't.
soul,
he does-
baby.
yeah.
Lights out.
You guys might know
Dennis.
Noah Inman from that
Fuck with
bathtub thing.
Dennis.
Where'd that
But-
bad? What? Who?
By you know, well, again, you're talking about guys who have to be two-way
Has to
because
be.
they
But
have
yeah,
to be.
he's up there.
Why are we naming all ARC players right here?
Buys on shaking.
Why is not in shake and bake? Why is not in shake and bake? So.
It's not my fault. Don't look at me.
As far,
Hakeem's
as
good.
far as D2 is
Keem
concerned,
Keem, Dennis.
Keem Dennis. Let's see who else.
I think as far as D2 is concerned, Hobby is one
Hobby?
of those. It's a
Hobby.
two-way player.
If RJ ever learned how to
He's
run
a
routes,
safety. You gotta stop
if
playing
RJ ever
receiver.
learned how to run routes and not
RJ
like
learned how to
you
run
know,
routes. Yeah. RJ.
Happy birthday.
Who else?
AJ is actually a pretty good defender. He's
Yeah,
playing
but he's a
quarterback.
quarterback.
He's not that
This
great of a
season, he's not a
quarterback,
two-way
though.
player.
Joseph Frausto because he
But-
has to be.
Okay,
Yeah.
You know?
well, he's a good DB, but you're gonna say his quarterback play puts him as a top tier two-way player.
No.
Okay, so
Yeah,
then
yeah.
you can't say
As
it.
far as stats are concerned, he's one of the top quarterbacks, but we're talking.
You know who
two-
I think would be a great two-way player, but he's a pretty boy and he only likes to play offense? Trey from them boys.
Oh, if he rushed,
If he rushed, if he rushed, he would be.
yeah.
He would be. But
he wants the limelight.
He wants the limelight. You know.
Yes, Rash.
But if he actually rushed the whole time, because he has
Future lights out.
crazy athletic ability. The only problem is that when you play on the defensive side, it's especially in the trenches, you know, if it gets a
You
little
get
bit
no
physical.
love.
Yeah.
You got DJ on the Tar Heels too.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's on the target.
You also got
Can't forget
and
about
then-
Tar Heels.
and then you know and
If we
then
don't, talk about Tar Heels right now, we're gonna hear it.
Yeah.
So,
Who? So
give them their love.
so who?
well
Who's
DJ.
the who?
DJ, come on, DJ is the guy that makes that machine go. I mean, let's be honest.
DJ's the shit.
You know,
Yeah.
besides J5 being like their
J5's
savior.
a beast.
Yeah, because without J5, that team.
He plays defense for him too.
Well,
Though.
yeah, but I'm saying like without DJ, that I don't know where that team would be at.
Yeah.
Every time they need a big play,
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to give anyone on that team any love?
Look to DJ.
J5
That's it.
and Molly.
All right, cool. Just saying.
I mean, for us, I mean, we've had Lonnie come up big for us. EJ came up big for us.
EJ.
You know,
EJ don't play offense though.
you know what's
Because
funny?
he didn't have to.
He doesn't have
Damn,
to.
I
No,
didn't even
no.
mention Pierre. Either,
Yeah.
bro. Damn.
Pierre, I mean,
He's injured.
He's hurt.
Yeah.
Any other questions about
Joey. I mean, Joey was a
He had a
big
big six, baby.
show you that big six.
He's
Oh,
that
shit.
dude. He's that dude.
He didn't, but okay.
I mean, I think
I thought Manny too.
that's it.
Look through it,
That's
man.
all we got for the season right now.
Did it, but okay.
I wanted to give you time to talk about the draft tourney.
Yeah, let's talk about the draft tourney. So
So-
just real quick, we're gonna go over this and up.
Yeah.
So before we even start, okay, I'm gonna explain something to you guys. That I'm glad that we can talk all this collectively.
You broke the rules.
When we have when we have these draft tourneys,
That's
we
not the
always
first
put
time it's
them out ahead of time, and we let everyone know. For everyone that follows us on our Instagram account, you'll see them posted, and there'll be reminders. For example, we have another tourney that's coming up December 4th and 5th. I put it out there. Teams will look at it. Some teams jump on it immediately. Once these events fill out, there's no like, is there, get me a spot. Well, we don't hold spots, okay? It's first come, first serve. So in this instance, we have a draft tourney that's coming up. Credit Noah for coming up with a great name, Draft Skipping. Joey's coming up with, Joey's coming up with all the gear for it. We have the winners are going to get hoodies. They're going to get custom flags from Game Time Flag Football with the Air Raid logo on it.
Nice.
We're going to do it Sunday, November 21st from 4 o'clock to 8 o'clock. We got 6 teams. We got a great set of quarterbacks. We have Aaron from Ballers.
Mhm.
They asked,
He's finna win.
these D2 guys wanted, some of the limelight. You have Perry, who has it in his contract that he has to play quarterback
The whole time.
the whole time. You have AC of Saw. So combined, all those guys are what, like, I think they're like 21 and 1 or something. That's something
Two something. Yeah.
you have Chris Estrada, who's making his Air Raid debut. He's plays for the program in other leagues and stuff. A great quarterback guy, travels. He has his own youth league too, youth football league as well. Great
Do it for
guy,
the kids.
just a great guy.
He makes you look good.
Yeah, sorry about that, Chris. About I had to hear the Raiders beating the Broncos the whole weekend. So
He
I
makes
apologize
dude
for that.
look good. That's all I gotta say about that.
Yeah, we have old man Garrett. What can Brown do for you? He's going to be another quarterback, and then you got some bum playing quarterback as well. So whatever.
Yeah.
Anyways, we put this out there. It's first come, first serve. We create a lot of value with it, and there's a method to the madness with it. It's sold out in less than a day and a half. We actually had to do 66 spots because you're going to have minimum 3 games. And then if you make it the championship, you're going to have 4 or 5, which takes a toll on your body. And for
Yeah, we did it one time with 10, and
yes,
boys
it
were
was-
dropping like
yes,
flies.
they were
with
dropping
cramps.
like flies. I think Worthy was like cramping up on the sidelines.
A-Rod.
A-Rod was cramping up. Hubbard actually cramped up on the field. I
Oh
think
my
at
God,
one
he did.
point it was me, BMoore, and Joey throwing to Sander.
Xander.
And I'm trying to remember who we even had. We didn't even have enough guys to I think that was the one where I just sent you on a streak. I was like, just go out.
And then I ran off the field because I'm like, back of my head.
So these games take a toll. But regardless of that, we sold out very quickly. We always recommend that as soon as you see guys this posted, get your spot, sign up. We can't say hold one for me. We don't do that. Okay.
Get your money up, not your funny up.
Yes. Okay. There's no. We don't finance anything.
I like that.
So yeah, you have to pay to play. So these things cost money. A lot of moving parts. Obviously, we got to get a lot of stuff organized. So we had to organized. I'm sorry, organized.
Hold on.
The ultra is getting to him.
So with that being said, the way we do the draft is we have a very unique way of doing the draft. We like to do it a couple of rounds at a time, build some suspense, get a lot of people in their fields, people waiting in the green room thinking that they're better than they actually are.
A lot of people in their fields.
A lot of us.
So we did the first 2 rounds the first day, which was funny because I must have got something like close to like 50 text messages. So to answer a popular question, no, you're not blackballed from the league, like we don't get picked. I don't go to all these captains and I don't say, hey, listen, don't pick Noah in the first round because he's trash or whatever. It doesn't work that way. Captains can pick whoever they want. They're free as long as they can only have 2 guys from one team. So, anyways, the first round went. The first overall pick was this gentleman here, Mr. Shy Guy over here.
Mr. Shy Guy.
Mr. Shy Guy. London.
Mr. Flop.
Pretty sure when Aaron got the first overall pick, it took him a complete half second to decide he was going to take this guy.
He had your picture right there, that old
The first round turned into the first round turned into a who's who of the Ark, right?
No.
Because the second overall pick, AC took Vi. Okay.
Who's not on the arc?
He is and he isn't.
Yeah, you know Vi.
Yeah.
50-50.
Yeah.
He signed.
And if you ask Vi, he'll tell you he should have been the first overall. But anyways, I digress. Third overall pick, Terry picked Noah Inman.
Yeah. He's on the arc.
Again, who's an arc guy. And then with
I'm noticing a theme here.
Yes, the fourth overall pick was Chris. And
Reggie Pope.
And he picked Reggie Pope.
And the 5th pick.
And and the 5th pick was
Garrett. And he took Javi Toyos.
He took it, which is
arc related. Family ties.
Arc related,
So
yes.
no, 6, right?
Never
mind.
that's not how it works.
Have you been?
I haven't. I'm last.
Did your quarterback get picked at center?
And
you haven't been picked at center?
I took.
Want a cheese ball?
I had back-to-back picks. I took Nevin Everett Harrison, and then I took Andrew Akanamu. Andrew Akanamu.
Hey, baby.
Yeah.
King Hip Dip.
Yes.
A-Rod's favorite.
A-Rod's favorite player.
And then Garrett picked Keenan the man of a million teams, Keenan Jones.
Hey,
I hope he gets him 10 targets again.
Yeah.
He went AWOL.
Chris picked Pierre, so he's got 2 towers that he's throwing to. He's got 2 tall boys. You got Perry, who picked Dennis Patrick.
Diesel, baby.
Yeah.
Not Creighton?
Yep. No, not yet. And then AC picked EJ, who's playing with you.
No, that's a misfit. That's a misfit.
Mr. 100 right there.
You had Aaron pick Nick Richardson of
there we
Red
go.
Boys, and then he came back in the second round. He picked some bum. Who did you pick?
Some bum.
Who he picked?
Yeah, some guy from the Caucasus Mountains.
Yeah.
The little cock.
Can I get some of those cheese balls? If he's gonna start
From
talking.
Caucasia.
Okay, he picked Noah D over here.
Mr. 2 pick, Mr. Ice the Game. You know the fucking vibes.
Mr. Kick a damn football, that's not even his.
AC
Mr. Do what the fuck I want because I run
Didn't they tell you don't kick my ball?
AC picked
I would've
Trey
said that.
of them boys.
I'm sure. I don't know.
Perry picked
I'm a
A-Rod.
dickhead. I don't know.
Hey!
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Perry and A-Rod.
Perry and A-Rod.
That's
Yeah.
okay.
I want to run a
You're
scene.
gonna hit the clubs after the tourney. Chris, who's having a great draft, picked Miles, who I was surprised. Miles, he's played with the Black Panthers. He's played with the Ducks. who
Solid
Johnson.
pickup.
Yeah, he's a really good player.
Solid blue guy pickup. I
So
love
he's
it.
got 3 guys that can.
They can ball.
Garrett, I don't know if he wanted to pick someone in his age group, but he picked, I believe he picked Sid.
Hey, don't sleep on Sid.
Oh,
He,
yeah.
slide, he
Talking
be getting
shit
it
about my
done.
quarterback right now.
Well, who's your?
I thought you were your quarterback.
Yeah.
Whoa.
What? Who's is he?
Want cheese ball?
I thought.
No.
Okay.
I picked James. Who plays with the Misfits, so I was my Misfit.
So you had.
Boondocks.
Hold on. You have Kanamu, and you have Jane.
So 2 guys from Misfits
And-
slash
and,
Boondocks.
Oh,
And
Sure.
then, and then I
Boondocks.
picked Isaiah. I want to say Isaiah. He's played for NTR.
Okay.
Isaiah. Okay. I think he's underrated. The guy, when I saw him play for NTR, honestly, like, and he came out to open scrimmages, I thought he was legit.
Mhm.
I wanted to have him on my team. He actually sent me his whole highlight tape.
You got a whole tape.
Whole tape. And so I was popped in the VHS machine. You know what that is? And watched it. And
London VHS tape. What is it? What is it?
What?
What's a VHS tape?
It's the tape.
Before his time.
Well, I picked it.
No, was it?
I picked him up.
You're good. You're good.
And then Garrett came back.
You got a highlight
and he picked,
tape. Nice.
He picked Alex Alvarez.
Okay.
Tar Heels.
Most Wanted. No. Oh yeah, yeah.
Tar Heels.
Yeah.
Oh,
I thought he was on. I thought he was on.
And then-
was Most Wanted, and
I
then
thought he was on Brigade.
Chris Pete picked Pete Salgado.
Pete?
Yeah.
Okay.
Pete.
Yeah,
Perry.
Motor, big motor.
Perry picked Adi. I don't know
Of
if
Twin Squad.
Yeah, Toon Squad. Yeah, Adi of Toon Squad.
Wasn't he the best Toon Squad player available?
I think he might have. Well, I think. Yeah, I think. No,
That's what I thought.
there was,
That's
yeah, I think he
what he
was.
said. That's what
Yeah.
Perry said, right?
That's what he was. That's
And,
what he was.
Best Toon Squad player available.
AC went with the best receiver in D2 with Danny Pick of Aces.
Okay.
And
Oh.
then Aaron picked finally the guy who was ready to hang himself in the green room, and that was DJ, which was funny because Inman said that because it's DJ what's DJ's, it's DJ Boog or
G Boogie.
DJ Paul. And Inman said, "Oh, I thought it was a DJ named Paul, like not DJ Paul." Like it was pretty good. So he got picked. So you know he didn't have to hang himself. And he picked up the center for Lights Out because he needed some critical blocking. So he picked up Joey.
Yes,
Big
sir.
center vibe.
Center
Yeah.
for Lights Out.
AC came back and he picks up Mr. Do Everything and Mr. 1,000 Yards, Joe Frausto of Killer Bees.
He likes
What-
them
what
D2
round was that?
people, huh?
He fucking with
in
the
the
D2
fifth round.
boys.
Heavy.
In the
He
fifth
wants to
round.
be with the nose.
And then
That's
Perry,
how you pick right there.
yeah, Perry picked President RJ over here. Picked him
I wonder
up.
how much you paid him.
Yeah. Chris came back and he picked his old center, Vic Rivera. Okay.
As he should.
Yeah, and then Garrett, like, he even said it himself. He's like, listen, the only reason I make this pick is because he works in my company, and I have this thing where I have to have like. A
What
certain
can
guy.
Brown do for you?
Union employees.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain
So,
amount
yeah,
of union
certain
employees.
deal. So he picked Amaya, who was also like freaking ready to hang himself. You know.
That
Question.
I can't understand why D2 guys are getting picked in front of me.
Air Raid Players Union coming soon, so you don't get bullied by the commissioner.
No.
Air Raid Players Union coming soon.
Yeah.
fuck that.
Who's gonna be head?
Either me or Garrett, we're still working on it.
That sounds terrible.
And with the steal of the draft, I think I got steal of the draft. I got Tay from Tar Heels.
That was the end
In
of the
round
fifth.
5?
Yeah, round 5.
The last pick, round 5.
That is a steal.
Oh.
That is a steal.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Why
I got the
drop
next.
so low?
You know, there was issues. I think
Contractual
reports,
issues?
reports in the, from certain GMs about questions about character.
Character
But
issues.
we had a talk. I think he pulled it out. You know, he comes from a winning team.
Yeah.
He stepped up big time. You know, and he's proven himself as a leader. Plus, you know, honestly, he's actually real cool. Like when we play in the open scrimmages, you know, Tay's a competitor.
Perfectly
Man.
fine.
He's a competitor. He's not gonna kick the ball. You know,
Yeah.
he's gonna do
He would
other
never.
things.
Makes sense.
Yeah. You know, and I have the first pick for
Of round
tomorrow,
6?
for round 6. And I'm gonna pick your rusher. I'm gonna tell you right now. I'm picking your rusher, Alex Jones. I'm taking him. I'm thinking I'm getting a steal too in the 6th
Oh.
round because I got a good pass rusher, and there's not a lot of pass rushers left in here. So him and I
He's a
say
good bull rusher.
Isaiah, good middle. You know, I'm gonna be all right. So it'll continue tomorrow. We'll probably do another 3 rounds tomorrow. Some of you guys that are waiting, don't worry about it.
Don't
You know,
worry
just
about
be
it,
patient.
sweetheart.
Your time will come.
Your time will come.
And it'll probably be before BMoore, alright?
I
So
hope
you're
so.
good.
Mr.
I'm gonna
Irrelevance
be
on the right.
blast.
BMoore, if you're there in round 11,
You got me.
just be by the phone.
Yeah, I love it.
That's all I'm gonna say. Just be by the phone.
You know, I'm just gonna keep hitting refresh. Where fucking stories at? Come on. What about me,
You know,
Dad?
you know what? We're laughing here, but man, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I get so many messages about like, hey, they know who I am, right? Like, can you post this? Can you post my stats?
We don't know
Make sure
you.
who I am. Yeah.
You know,
We don't know
I'm
you.
like, you know, well, for the most part, most guys won't know you. You know, so just again, what's up?
Who do you think is the best available left?
Me.
What?
Since you've already announced who you're picking, who do you think is the next best
Fuck
available?
you announcing you're picking.
Well,
Who
here,
the fuck is left?
Well, let me give you some names
right?
here. Here, Luis
Okay.
Hernandez plays for Los Amigos. Big guy, center.
Big center.
Okay, it's big center. Right? Some 77-time retiree, Jesus Onofre, which I think it's
gonna play.
it's gonna be a little bit difficult for Jesus because
Where is he?
he's
He's a lot
gonna
of
have to
that.
play
Is
receiver.
he gonna show up?
Jason DeGrui, who plays DB
Jason?
for
Most wanted.
Most Wanted. Isaac Castillo, who plays for Ballers. He's like their slot receiver, sometimes center.
Yeah.
David, not once but twice, who plays for
He plays for
the Wolfpack guys actually have like a bet going on of who's the first Wolfpack player
That's
to get
gonna be
picked.
okay.
Jamal Cooper, who's he's a free agent. He just
Yeah,
wants to get
just-
involved. He
okay.
plays receiver. You know, Joe Vega, because I know Joe.
Hey.
Joe probably gonna go with Aaron. I mean, because I know Noah's pulling him hard.
That's value right
Okay.
there.
Mike, Cash.
You know Joe.
Joe,
Right?
he's gonna be your teammate.
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably the best
And then you're
from
gonna
what
go
I've
2-6.
heard.
Mike, Cash Money Mike of Aces.
There's 8 games.
Cash
Somehow
Money,
you'll go 2-6 if you get him.
Cash
Fuck
Money
it.
Mike of Aces. We obviously got BMoore, where we talked about him.
Fuck him.
Alex Vargas.
Hey.
Alex Vargas.
Not just him, but can you get a package deal with him and the next guy?
Dennis Creighton.
That'd be a good.
Fuck
That's right
Alex
there.
Vargas.
Boom.
Got this shit.
Yeah, Josh
Fuck,
Constantino,
if he goes
who
before
plays.
me,
Oh,
I'm
no.
Josh
not
Constantino, who's a Bears
Josh
fan,
should be good.
who plays center.
Josh is legit.
Ian Thompson. Ian, the realtor. Yeah.
Real estate pusher.
Ian.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
real
The
estate-
real
Yeah,
estate
real estate
pusher.
He's still available?
He's still available.
Oh, come
Yeah.
on.
No one wants to deal with his antics.
Yeah.
His dual personality
Those
disorder.
videos are
He
legit
just loves the shirts. He does it for Joey's shirts. So
That's true.
you got Gotti, who
Okay.
yeah,
Next.
Renee Andrade, veteran player.
Hey.
Jesse Ferg.
Jesse's available?
Yes.
What the
Yeah.
fuck is happening?
Yeah, Bootha. See, you don't feel so bad. Bootha, the center for
You
Aces.
belong.
Okay. Sean Blackney, another guy who's a free
Free
agent.
agent.
Yeah, just wants to play. Courtney of Slayers.
Oh, okay.
Courtney
Okay.
Bird, yeah. Chris Guevara.
Chris?
Yeah, cameraman.
Saying.
Yeah.
Saying extraordinaire.
Demetrius Van, who I believe he's been wanting to get in the league for a long time. Yeah. Yeah, he's been wanting to get in for a long time. He's a good player. Lambo from Wolfpack. I don't know how long he's gonna last.
Andre Welch?
Yeah, Andre Welch. Andre Welch will be there.
That's value.
You got Brandon Watson, who's played with Sith.
Yeah.
Brandon Davis, who's played center for the Old Ark.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Avon, aka Billy Blaze, who plays.
Really?
Yeah.
Value right
Keith
there.
Lewis, who plays for Ghost, another value
Another
pick,
very,
another
very
value.
good. Yeah.
Alex Jones, who I just picked, scratch it out.
Scratch him out already.
David Garcia, who I believe plays for Ballers.
Okay.
Yeah,
DB,
Ballers.
big Eagles fan, too bad. Tristan Johnson, I know you're very high on Tristan Johnson.
Love Tristan, great center man. Good
Coming
guy.
in from Seattle.
He's coming in from
He's
Seattle.
coming in from
dude.
Seattle. He's
Just to
a
play in the draft.
Coming down just to play.
Wow.
Yeah.
Nice.
Talk about money, dude.
Anthony Casada,
Anthony, that's a steal right
who
there.
plays for Killer Bees defense,
Uh-huh.
lead
Mhm.
defense. And Marcos Andrade, another free agent, played linebacker, played tight end.
There's still some players.
And the jersey colors.
Huh?
And the jersey colors.
Yeah, and the jersey colors. So the jersey colors are a draftable position.
Oh, is it?
Don't get drafted after a jersey
No.
color.
Yeah, Brandon.
What if you get
Hey,
that
hold
tattoo?
on. Did the Land Sharks quarterback sign up to play again, or he was done after that one time?
He was traumatized.
Oh, okay.
Traumatized.
Well, we're gonna have,
Don't look at me like
Is
that.
that Michael Caesar?
yeah,
Traumatized.
yeah, he quit.
He
Who's
quit the
traumatized?
last draft.
Oh, it was him.
Yeah.
Who quit?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to
Quarterback
have,
for
the games will start at 4 o'clock, November 21st. The halves will only be 13 minutes, so they're going to be quick games.
13-minute halves.
2 seating games.
No
I
stats.
think we'll limit no
Just,
stats.
just points.
We're going to have media guys. We're going to have food trucks there. We're going to make the whole blast.
We're gonna have food
good
trucks?
times. Yes.
Ooh, what kind?
Tacos?
Who are you paying for to show up?
To be kosher, don't worry about it.
Mr.
Yeah,
Moneybags?
no
I'll
vegan
call
food.
Backpage Long Beach.
Yeah.
No vegan food, no.
So it's gonna be
Good stuff.
it's gonna be a good time. It's gonna be a good time. So again, after that we have our big tournament, December 4th and 5th. That's open to all teams.
Who's in it so far?
I will reveal next week for playoff week. I'll have all those
There we go.
revelations and stuff
That's a
like that.
good way to do it.
But let's just say that we're basically more than halfway full. So if you want a spot, you gotta sign up. $100. You guarantee your spot. You don't have to pay the remaining fee until the week of Thanksgiving. It's only $240. It's a 2-day tourney. A lot of value. I mean, if you get
You get flags,
yeah.
hoodies,
I mean, if we got a lot of
For
prizes.
winners.
league fees.
For
For
winners.
winners. Not
For
for everybody.
winners, yeah, we got a lot of stuff going on. So trust me, it'll be worth it. It's more of a thank you tourney for all those people who come out here and supported
So
us.
how are we planning on doing
vendor
that?
too, right?
24 teams total, or how you?
We have 4 fields set up, and it's going to be 2 seating games on
Two
Sunday.
games on
Games
Saturday.
go from games go from 9 a.m. all the way to 3 p.m.
Okay.
Okay, the halves are going to be the same thing, about 13
13
14
minutes.
minutes. Okay, and then there's going to be 3 divisions. More likely, it's going to be D1, which is top of the league. Yeah, like Vi's bringing up a team,
Okay.
his own team, Super Rooses. Since you guys wanted some revelations,
Dang.
yeah,
Noah right here, just
Polynesian power.
learning some stuff on the
Yeah.
fly.
So it's
How you
going
feeling
to
about
be.
that?
So that's gonna be good. Then we're gonna. I think D2 and D3 depends on how many
You
we
should
get.
probably just
We're either gonna mix them together.
Mix them together
Top
and then-
half go to
Yep.
D2. Bottom go to D3. But it's a good chance for everyone
So
to
it's
come out
2
there.
seeding games, and then we're doing the
Single
games
elimination,
single elimination
yes.
on Sunday.
Yes.
So old school.
Old school. Old
Got it.
school.
Nice.
All right. So that's what we got.
We have any more questions?
Yeah, we got.
No questions. Are you talking about the other vendor we're gonna have out for that 2-day tournament?
Oh yeah. We've tried to hopefully, and I hope he makes it. He has to confirm, but Show You Right Zone, which is he's huge in the flag football community. Hopefully you can make it down there for that tournament. You'll have all kinds of
Knock on wood.
What the fuck is that noise?
We'll be there. Joey Prodigy will be there as well with all kinds of equipment. We're gonna have these are all meant to have a good time, and thank you for everyone who supported us from day one. But we still have a lot of football to be played. Obviously the playoffs and the championship week. Championship week's gonna be fun because we're gonna have all kinds of fun events. We're gonna have an all-star game. We're gonna have a D2 championship. We're gonna have a D1 championship. So it'll be a good time. So we're just we want to reiterate something. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and every one of these, I know we're here and we're having fun, but every one of these gentlemen here, I don't want to say gentlemen, that's probably loosely, but every one of these guys,
We're gentlemen.
and behind the scenes, they do a lot of work for us in order for us to run smoothly, in order for games to run on time, in order for the refs to be there, in order for the stats to be as accurate
As possible.
We have the media people that we have. It takes time in order to edit the videos and download them, and we put up a lot of media. I guarantee you, we put up more media in a week than most leagues put out in a month. I'll stand by that. We're always a phone call away. I think we all make ourselves approachable on game day. We've created a really good community of nice characters.
It's a great environment.
Yeah, great environment for people to come out there and have a great time.
Until
And
someone
not
starts
only
kicking
that,
the ball everywhere.
yeah, and be competitive. So we want you to be part of that community. We want you to remember the fact that we want you to go out there and have a great time and enjoy yourself and bring out a team, and it's great seeing everyone just having a blast out there. So thank you to everyone for doing what it is, and basically
A few things I want to talk about. We try and make it as family friendly as we can, but there are a few things that we want to keep in mind. We got players we got a game going on, so try and keep the I guess the fans in the stands. It's probably the best way to say it. I want you guys to try and stay
Especially
as
children.
far, as
Especially
far
children.
away
Yes.
from the field as possible. We don't want any accidents happening. And the games get going on. People are competitive. The last thing we want to see is any kind of accidents when we can easily avoid them. So that's what I wanted to talk about.
Keep a good 4 or 5 yards from the sideline if you can, and if your kids are out there, make sure you let them know and really make sure that they understand that they cannot ever have their back turned to the
Yes.
field if they're by it. because that's just a bad thing waiting to happen, and we don't want to see that. We don't want to see little kids
We
everywhere.
have
We're just out here
playground.
trying to have fun.
We have a
Yeah.
playground there. You're more than welcome to go and have take the kids to the
We
playground.
have big sidelines too.
Yes.
You can back them up, just have them away from the field.
Yes.
Dogs. No dogs.
No dogs.
Yeah, Dennis.
Absolutely no dogs.
No dogs.
We're not
And the
name
reason
calling.
for that is that one, they're not supposed to be dogs out there because they don't want any mess being on the field.
Yeah.
And the other part is if the dog gets loose, it starts running all over the place.
You know, it can make a game.
Interrupt.
Yeah.
Running into like the middle
Yeah.
of the end zone or something while some team's trying to score and changing momentum.
Yes.
Dennis.
Yeah. Also, the next 2 weeks, for example, this week we're gonna have only 3 fields.
Only 3?
So yeah, so you
Fields
don't have
1,
to
2,
worry
and 3?
about 1, 2, and 3. As for those who have inquired about the lights, whatever, all the lights work except for one tower. There's a repair order going on for the city. As anyone that's ever dealt with a city before, they'll tell you it's not something a quick fix.
Doesn't happen overnight.
Okay.
We'll
So-
catch them in 2025.
Yes. So for the most part, it hasn't really created an issue. And like I said, we've eliminated
It
the
was
field
fine.
4. Field 4 is eliminated, so we
Yeah.
don't have to worry about that.
That's good.
Obviously, no games Halloween night, so don't worry about that. Go spend time with the family. Go have a good time. Play dress up.
Don't eat too much candy, Noah. Okay.
Yeah.
No
Don't
promises.
go trick or treating and eating all the candy.
But that's it. You have anything
Alright,
else?
no, I'm good. Noah, you got anything that you want to add? Mr. BMoore, would you like to add anything?
Is there anything else we have going on championship week besides the 2 championship games?
We said about the All-Star game. We also have a big man race.
All-Star game and
Big man race. So yeah, the halftime of the championship game, we're gonna have.
Big man
Question.
How
Yeah.
big is big?
Can
Oh, gosh.
can those of us that aren't big man rent a sumo suit and run
That
with
would be
them?
good. Yeah,
You're
sure.
gonna rent that?
You're gonna rent
I'll
that?
rent a sumo suit to
Yeah.
Around the way
to beat you in a race. I'll do
I'm not
damn near
pissed.
anything.
What's that?
What's the weight?
We're thinking about it, but
Big
it
minimum.
usually has to be above 240, and it
I
can't
would
be
say, yeah,
muscle,
great.
London.
I would say 250
Okay.
and above. London, what are you pushing right now? What are you at? Wait,
You got linebacker or at safety?
221.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, so we'll go 250 and
It's like
above.
strong safety.
Yeah,
Yeah.
easy.
Strong safety.
Takes me out of it, damn it.
250 is too much for you?
Yeah, I'm only 229.
He's-
So
What?
That's impossible.
You're the fucking skinniest fat guy I've ever
I'll
seen.
send you a fucking picture right after this with my dick.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
And on that
And on that
note,
note, and on that note,
from Air Raid to you guys, don't let your
Again.
fucking children watch this
Again,
shit.
for producer Dan, Aviator Media, for associate producer Amaya Titan Media, for VP of merch Joey the Prodigy, for everybody here on this panel, we have Manny the Commish, we have Noah, we have BMoore. I am Carlos Padilla, Captain of Lightning. So long, farewell, good luck, and we are
I
out.
hope you all lose.
Adios.
Wow.
really,
Fucking way to
BMoore?
end it.
Are you fucking